everyone, welcome back to Rebecca's Colouring Arts and Crafts. So I'm hoping I'm going to upload all these in the right, what is it, shall we say, right time frame for the parts. See how it goes. So sorry, just had to quickly grab a tissue. So basically I'm trying to pre-record a heap of stuff and then I'm going to obviously upload it all. I'm hoping I'll upload it in the right order once I get it edited. But I'm starting to add in a few new pieces as well as the current piece I'm doing. Obviously I'm still going to keep working on the current pieces, but I'm working to try and get more content so that you've got something most days of the week. That's my goal. So I had someone request me to continue doing another part in Millie Marotta's Wild Savannah and ask if I was going to keep doing parts in this book. So I'm starting this piece partly for them, partly because I've always wanted to do these birds. So yeah, I'm going to start with this part. I will hope you enjoy it. I ended up deciding to add in another 2 new colour alongs as well. I know it's a lot that I've got going, but it's just, I like rotating between different things, not sticking with the one image. So yeah, and I'm just going to do the best I can with that and work with it. And yeah, so I really hope you'll enjoy this. I hope you'll have fun colouring along with me, and of course I'll obviously keep going with the pieces, and I am working towards hopefully getting something up each day kind of thing, be it a speed colouring or a colour along kind of thing, and just working on it that way and getting as ahead as I can with things. So I'm going to start this piece with my Prismacolor pencils, and I'm going to start with my Tuscan Red, which is obviously short, but I think I do have a spare pencil there, I hope. And I'm going to start on this bird first just because it is more to the side, just because of the way I'm having to work with the brace and that, and also partly to do with the fact that, well, also so I'm not rubbing the colour off so much when I'm working with the brace and that. So I'm just going to zoom in on these wing areas here. So that's the area I'm going to start with and make sure we're focused. And I'm going to do sort of some reddy orangey tones like I did for the lion, and I just want to pull that glad wrap back in over the lion again. So yeah, I hope you'll enjoy this, and yeah, it should be good. So I'm obviously going to do my little light shadow blending areas. Obviously some areas are going to have less space than the other. I think I'm going to have my light source sort of shining from this way over, so I am going to obviously have some shadows between the bits of the wing feathers and things like that. And our Tuscan Red is our darkest colour. And I wasn't meaning to have that much of the Tuscan Red there, but yeah. But yes, yeah, so I'm going to be adding in some new pieces but continuing with old pieces as well, so you don't have to worry about the fact that maybe I'll ditch the old pieces, because I haven't. I'm still going to keep doing them, and I'm still working on pieces on them too, but I'm trying to get at least a recording of each different part done so that I can sort of have them uploaded in a sort of order, I guess you could say. And I hope you will enjoy it. I hope you will. Also, I may have to quickly stop depending, I'm not sure with which part, but I think I do have mail coming today, so I may have to stop if the mailman comes to the door too, so yeah, just advance notice anyway. So I'll probably just do sort of like, I want to do like some more earthy sort of tones with this one. I guess kind of similar to what I did with my lion, but more earthy tones. I haven't decided on the background yet. I'm still trying to work that out. I kind of don't want to do just black, but at the same time, if I'm doing earthy tones on the birds, I'm not sure, I may just do the black background. I've got to kind of work that out yet. So I'm going to keep thinking about that as I go and how I want to do that earthy background, whether I want to have it sort of like it's dust blowing up in the air kind of thing or stuff like that. So I'm going to try and do tones that will work in together, but at the same time that, shall we say that at the same time will also, like say with the birds, stand out or things like that. So yeah, I'll work it out as I go though, I'm sure. I usually do. And yeah, I'll also keep working on a lot of the bits that I've got to do stuff off camera as well. I will. So I may do the other birds slightly different colours. I haven't decided yet because kind of thinking like male, female, but I'm not sure. I could do more earthy, greeny sort of browns on the other bird, which I actually kind of like the sound of. This one's sort of more the reddish brown / orange and red that I was thinking of doing with it, or that I want to do with it. So I'm trying to leave enough space for all 4 colours as well with these wings. And I'll see how I go as to if I do the full one or not, because I know with the Beauty of Horror one it went for 4 hours and I've got to finish that little embryo bit off camera, which I am going to get back to working on, that I started for Halloween. And I have been writing a list of the pieces I've finished it. It may change slightly how I do my uploads, or you may have a slightly different upload with the way I do things. I'm not sure. I've sort of, so you may see it switch backwards and forwards between me with the brace and me without the brace and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm sort of, they may not be in exact order, and they'll probably be, some will probably be past tense talking, and yeah, it's probably going to all, I hope it won't be too confusing anyway. But yeah, I have entered my colouring competition entry now too, which is awesome. So now I can get back to working on this. I've decided I don't think I'm going to quite be able to work in this exhibition piece because I just think it's going to be pushing it too much with my hand right now the way it is. So I'm working on YouTube recordings instead currently. But yeah, I'll see how much I get to do with the bird first before I rule out. I may try and finish the one bird in the one part, or just see how time goes as to how it works. We will see how time goes. I hope you'll enjoy it anyway. Enjoy all the new parts as well as me continuing the old parts. Because it's all going to happen. It will. It will all happen. At least if we get the wings done anyway, it's something. Helping a lot with the numbness and tingling, having the carpal tunnel brace, but that area where I've hurt it on the side of my hand, where I've sort of bruised all on one side of my hand under the little finger, still hurts a lot in that spot. It hurts quite a lot. But yeah. So I think I'm still going to have to do part of these wings with the Tuscan Red so that we got room for the other colours. Like I'm in these little bits here, so we got part of the room for other colours, but partly so that it's still sort of where our light source would be coming from, etc. Because I don't want it all Tuscan Red or all shadows in those little areas either. Once it pours in here, I realised I forgot to finish my physio exercises before, so whoops, I better keep going. I better finish those off after this because I got to do physio exercises with my ankle and stuff, and I started on them this morning but didn't finish them, so yeah, I kind of need to finish them. So with this part we're trying to leave space for the other colours in the wings. I think I'm not going to worry too much about the trying to create the shadow areas in there, just so that we know that we'll fit all the colours. I'm hoping that it'll blend in okay together as we go. So that's one thing with the Prismacolors. I do notice that they do tend to have the point go blunter faster. So just give me a minute. Okay, keep going here. So those are part of the wings too. So since our light source is coming from this way, it will probably be hitting on the shadows will probably be on this side with this part of the wing. So I'm just going to do a little bit of shadow on that side. Let's just check on the time quickly. So yep, we've got a bit of time to keep going. So I'm just going to do a bit of shadow under here because it's obviously got the feather over it. But obviously, yeah, our shadows will be on this side, so I'm just going to do a line down this side. If I can, I'll blend it in better as we add the other colours, but some of these areas are so fine that there's not much space for that light shadow area, and I might try adding it in a little bit after this because it looks like there might be a bit more space in there, but we'll try once we're done here. I've also got some paper under the page so the colour doesn't rub off either. But yeah, let's just try doing a little bit of light blending. I just want to make sure that I leave room for the 4 colours that I want to try and fit as much as possible. You can change, I guess you could change it slightly as you go, but yeah. This area obviously would have a lot more shadow in there. I'm just going to do the same for each of these ones. I am. And hopefully I've done those little bits dark enough as well. So I'm just going to sort of follow these patterns a bit as we do this bit. Obviously I'm just doing the same, rather than, unlike other times where I've done 2 different colour combos, I just want to do the 1 colour combo because I want to use only the 4 colours for this bird if I can. I'm trying not to overfill those little areas because it's so small, but it does get a bit harder. Like the pencil's not really flattened or anything yet, but it is getting flatter as I use it kind of thing. So that does make it a little more awkward to get into some of those areas. It does. But I'll sharpen it again soon, but just not quite yet. Oops, and that went way too far over. I wasn't intending to do that one that far. Oh, excuse me. So I'm just going to pause there for a minute, just because we're getting a bit closer with time and the battery's just about to die, and I will see you shortly. So hey everyone, I'm back. So we're going to keep going here with our Prismacolor Tuscan Red PC937. I forgot to say the number before, but yeah. So I'm going to keep going here with our Tuscan Red. Trying to get each spot along here with a bit of area to blend if we can. Try that, might make it a bit quicker and easier. Yeah, that works. Rather than trying to do each separately. Since that's basically how we're going to be combining them. Okay, so since we're coming from this way, we'll probably just there it would be at the back because of the angle of the wing there, but I think for these parts of the wings I'm going to come down this way like this and incorporate it that way into the wing. And I just need to pause again for a minute, sorry. So hey everyone, sorry for the sudden stop. I just had to quickly stop because I keep getting pain all down this side of my hand and it kills me. It's still hurting, but I just decided I want to keep going with this and keep aiming to do a video. If I have to, I'll stop and do a bit of reading or something for a bit just to rest. But yeah, I was just really upset before because it's even doing my art, it still keeps hurting, and it's like I just want to be able to do the stuff without hurting. It's worse than my ankles at the minute. Just saying something, but yeah, just have to keep going. Otherwise I'll go crazy. But yeah, I'm loving how this colour's going onto the bird for our shadow area anyway. It's gonna be awesome! Really will be. I'll need to test the colours, but I'm starting to get a bit of an idea for the colours for the other bird too, which is cool. As you can tell, the pencil is sort of, the Prismacolors do tend to get a flatter point quicker than, say, polychromos or like the more hard-leaded oil pencils as well, I've noticed. Same for the Caran d'Ache Luminance. I noticed the wax pencils really do seem to use up their points and the wax a lot faster than the other pencil types. Some of the other pencil types do. Not all of the pencil types, but some of them. But yeah. We work with it the best we can. Good thing about colouring, even when you're hurting, it does help you calm down. It does, it's amazing in that aspect. It really is. It's amazing. like how these are sort of really bringing out the shape and patterns in those wings. No, there are many different amazing variants of some of Millie Marotta's pieces with Wild Savannah on the internet. I just decided to do my own version of it. Like, there was one that I really liked with like greens and purples and yellows and reds and that sort of thing, but I decided no, I think I want to do like more sort of earthy tone kind of variant on the birds and stuff like that. So like, I know other times I've just gone bright colours flat out. There's been no issue with it. And that is typically what I do, but I'm really loving, if I've uploaded it before this one, you would have noticed with the Millie Marotta frogs and shrooms, whilst there's some bright colours in there, and obviously there'll still be some bright colours in this one with the, I'm thinking I want to do like a dust swirling in the background, kind of like a dust storm kind of thing. But you would have noticed that that I'm doing sort of more swampy sort of tones and olivey tones and stuff like that, which is not the colours that I tend to do. Like, I might start out intending to do that, and then I tend to just jump straight into my bright colours because that is what I do. I love my bright colours, and typically I might intend to go somewhere with not quite as brighter colours, and then I jump into my brighter colours. And like, whilst there still is some, I guess, brighter colours with the orange and the bit of red that I'm going to put into this bird, at the same time I want to have some more of those sort of olivey tones, olivey green sort of tones in the other bird with the browns. And that is kind of what I'm thinking of doing, like the male bird's brighter coloured but still suited for the desert kind of aspect, and yet the female bird is kind of like more of an olivey dull sort of tones, because she doesn't need to stand out to attract the females and stuff like that like the males do. So I'm sort of thinking I'd like to do that, and then like a desert dusty sort of background, like there is a windstorm swept up, and then the tree sort of those olivey tones as well. So not so that it blends in with the female bird, but so that it sort of works in with the desert sort of theme that I'm doing here. I know I did the lion in here with very much a desert sort of theme as well. But yeah, it's not the typical colours I use, but I'm actually enjoying using those colours a lot with the Millie Marotta frogs and shrooms, like using those swampy sort of colours and mossy sort of colours, and the colours that I don't always tend to pick up because I tend to gravitate towards bright colours, because that's always been me. I've always been the bright colour person, and I'm enjoying kind of doing some different colour combos and experimenting with those, because they're not the usual colour combos that I would go with. You've probably noticed a lot of my videos and pieces I've done are actually a lot of bright colours and stuff in the themes. Even the spooky ones have brighter colours like reds and stuff. Like, obviously spooky would have reds because of kind of blood and those sorts of things, but yeah, it's just, I guess I'm enjoying trying some new colour tones that I wouldn't normally do or normally go with, because, well, yeah, I'm a bright colour person. I always have been, always will be, but it's fun to try new things. And that's what I'm enjoying with using these sort of olivey, swampy sort of tones in there. Like, obviously there's still, I looked up mushrooms online, and obviously some mushrooms are still kind of orangish or poisonish and all of that sort of thing. But there are a lot of mushrooms that are like swampy or sort of olivey tones or browny tones or all of that too, and some have a bit of purpley tones to them. And yeah, I'm loving playing with some colours that aren't typically what I would do. So I'm having a lot of fun with the Frogs and Shrooms one, which hopefully I'll upload that one before this one, but I guess it'll have to see depending on my order, or else you may be hearing this before that one's showing. So yeah, it'll either be before or after it's showing. Just give me a minute and I'll grab it and show you what I mean by playing with colours that I don't usually use a lot. I'll just finish that bit of brown there, and I'll just go and quickly pick this up. Okay, so I've got a couple of samplers here just to show you. So this is what I mean by starting out. Whoops. I've got the Glad wrap in here, obviously, and I'm pulling it all out. So this is obviously ones that I've started with. So you'll remember my Millie Marotta Magical Jungle piece. I was intending to do that with the oranges and the olives and stuff, but as I went I added in some brighter colours and more sort of greens and stuff like that, so it's kind of expanded, I guess, into more those brighter tones, that sort of thing. It's not really stayed, shall we say, the duller tones. I'm just trying to make sure all the Glad wrap's back in place. And then this one is the one I'm talking about, in case I've posted it up afterwards, but in case I post it up afterwards. But this is our Millie Marotta Wildlife Wonders Frogs and Shrooms. So you notice I do have a bit of brighter colours with the frogs, but then you'll notice a lot of these mushrooms I'm doing sort of more our olivey, yellowy tones, and there is a bit of orange there. I actually found out those mushrooms are actually that colour in real life, and you'll notice like our dusky purple mushrooms and olive mushrooms. So I'm kind of going a lot more with the swampy mossy colours for that piece, and I want to draw in like a swampy style background in that one. And yeah, so I was actually surprised that I enjoy playing so much with those sort of swampy, savannah-y, deserty sort of colours. So I really want to try and incorporate those deserty, savannah-y type colours in here as well. Like the swampy colours, I guess, have a bit more variations to it than the savannah and deserty colours, but I'm really loving sort of playing around with some of those different colour tones that aren't the typical colour tones that I would choose. So yeah, I hope you'll enjoy playing along with me with those tones, and yeah, it'll be good. I've just discovered that I actually really like some of those colour tones, and I didn't realise I would, and so it gives me more variation and stuff to explore with and enjoy, and yeah, I'm really happy about that. I am. I've even got the savannah-y sort of desert-y style music going in the background. African music, I think it is. But yeah, it's great. But yeah, I definitely can't wait to upload these. I'm just trying to get a few recorded in advance, but I'm also struggling with using the mouse and the keyboard and stuff with my hand at the moment, so it's kind of annoying, and I just realised I don't actually have the light on above me. And the power keeps flickering slightly. That's not good. Yeah, I just realised I don't actually have the light on above me. The only light I've got on is the lighting for the actual recording. Good one, me. But yeah, I definitely haven't given up on this, so I've still got a lot more parts to come of my Summer Dreams image you saw me do too. I've got to record the actual tutorial parts of that and work out how to put it into a PDF kind of thing, and then you'll be able to follow along with me with that image too that I did, which will be awesome. Hoping I haven't messed up the colour combos too much, because I kind of forgot to write them down as I went and did it all at the end. So there's a couple of colour tones I'm slightly confused about if I got right when I was trying to work out the colours and write them down for each section so that I would be able to announce them when I do the voiceover for the tutorial. And yeah, so hopefully that'll work out okay. Hopefully I won't say the wrong colour or something. But yeah, I guess we'll see at the time. Just go with what we go with. Go with the flow. I guess it is. So I'm just going to quickly, just to make this a bit simpler with finishing these wings, I'm going to bring our shadow area down all around these patterns, since it obviously would be there, just to the end of those wing bits. And then I'm going to have to shift this position slightly so you can see it a bit easier, just because with the brace I've got to sort of adjust the way I do things a bit. So yeah. Yeah, depending on the order I put things up though, you may hear things that are said at different times that are mixed up and weird, and it's just like, I hope I don't sound too crazy saying these things, because the videos are recorded at different times and are uploaded at different times, and yeah, I may come across as a bit of a weirdo with those ones. Or maybe not, but just be aware they're all pre-recorded. I think I've mostly said that on most of the videos, but yeah, it is what it is. I just can't wait to be able to get these ready and then start editing and getting things uploaded, and yeah, it's going to be awesome to share them all with you. It will be awesome. So I think I'm going to focus on finishing these wings off first, and then see if I've got more time to add on other parts of the bird, or if we continue with other parts of the bird next part. kind of thing. And I think this is about going to need sharpening again. We'll see, it's still got a fair amount on there, but at times I'm accidentally going a bit thicker than I want to. So I'm trying to work around that, but it happens. I'm just not totally sure. I'll have to check next break just to double check that I do have another Tuscan Red pencil. I'm pretty certain I do, but just in case, I'll have to double check. I will. Okay. I love how it's coming together though with this. Like, I know it's not all the colours yet, but I can still see it coming together with just adding these shadow areas in. I can. And yeah, I think I'm going to sharpen it again just because it's not fully blunt, but it's making it hard to do the details that I want. So I'm just going to sharpen her up a bit. And I broke the lead. I'll pause it there for a minute just because it's 23 minutes done. I'm going to get sharpened. As you notice, I accidentally broke the lead on the pencil. I don't know that it's going to focus. No, it's not going to focus, but yeah, basically I broke the lead on the pencil, so I need to sharpen that up. That has been an issue with this Tuscan Red pencil of mine. It seems to be breaking a lot, more than some of the others. So that's partly why it's gotten so small so fast. It was the same, I think, for my mineral orange. I accidentally dropped them a couple of times, but I'm not sure if that's the only reason for it. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to do this and I will see you back shortly. So hey everyone, I'm back. So I think there might be a bit of an issue with this pencil. I've noticed as I've sharpened it, some chips have come out of it and stuff, so maybe it's more an issue with the way the lead's been made of this colour rather than others, but who knows. Anyway, we'll just keep going here and do the best we can with it. I also did discover, yes, I do have a second Tuscan Red pencil, fortunately, so that's good. It is very good. Yeah. think that lead's going to break again. It sometimes feels a bit loose, but I guess we'll see. Maybe it's just me imagining things too. You never know. You never know. You never really know. I'm loving how those wings are starting to come together though. They're awesome. Awesome sauce. Awesome. Yep, I knew it. It broke. Yeah, there's some issue with the lead of this pencil. I think I was speaking to someone a while ago and they said they also have an issue with their Tuscan Red in the Prismacolor pencils as well, so highly possible. So I think different colours are made slightly differently, so who knows. Who knows? I don't. I would like to know, but I don't, so yeah. I'm trying to do a bit of light things. That's the thing with the point. You have to, it can be a bit more difficult to get that light shadow. That's one thing that I've noticed differently. When the pencil's blunter, it's easier to get that lighter shadow. When it's more pointed and not so blunt, it's a lot harder to get that light blending sort of shadow to allow you to blend the other colours into it easier. So I find I have to try and be a lot more careful with my pressure when I do have a sharper pencil compared to when I have a blunter pencil, because the blunter the pencil is, the less dark the colour seems to come out at times and the lighter the colour, so it makes it a bit easier in that way, I guess, with the blending. But then sometimes you need a sharp point for fine details, and so you can't always have it both ways. But that's just something I just thought of then and thought I would say it since I was recording. Also, welcome to all the new subscribers. Yeah, this may be all mixed up. I don't know when this part will be coming out, but welcome to all the new subscribers. I've probably said that in other videos as well. I really can't remember because some of those I recorded a while ago, some I recorded recently. Yeah. I can't remember honestly as to when I've said welcome to the new subscribers or when I haven't said it or whatever, but I really do appreciate you all being here. I hope you enjoy it and find useful things to help you out in your colouring endeavours. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from you. If you ever have a need to contact me or ask a question or anything, just feel free to message me via Instagram or Facebook or the colouring group or YouTube or any of those. I'll answer your message as soon as I notice it. I'm not sure how you message on YouTube fully because I haven't really done that hugely, but I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I wouldn't fully know when I have a message or how to respond to messages on YouTube, so probably the easier right now is to direct message me on Instagram or even respond on one of my video with the comment or the question you wanted to ask. I'm always happy to help and answer. Yeah, so just reach out if there's ever something you need to or want to know anyway, because that's what I'm here for. It is totally what I'm here for. I think I've still got some updating to do on Instagram too, I think I just remembered. And I've also got some book reviews I think I still have to finish recording as well. Now I think about it, I'll have to look in my book review writing piece thing. I'll work on it. Something I just thought of anyway, and I guess I'll go and look back at those and see if there is stuff that I have to do or what, and yeah, work from there. And I'm going to just do a bit up this center of the feather here just to allow us to have a bit of that effect from the dotted line there. And because it is attached to the other side, obviously we still have that side going through, but obviously it'll be more in shadow than the other side. We're still going to attempt to get the 4 colours in there, see how it goes. Yeah, we'll make it work. Oops, that one hasn't worked out quite so well, that feather we just did just before that, but I'll make it work. That spot kind of is more in shadow anyway because the wings are in front of it a lot more, but yeah, so let's just check. We're only 8 minutes in, so I might start in with my next colour, which is Prismacolor Crimson Lake PC925. And I'm going to start with this side here. So obviously this is a bit more of that redder tone. I'm trying to leave space for other colours in these wings as well. So don't feel like you have to fill up that whole space with this colour, because I've still got aiming for another 2 colours on top of this to add in. Some areas obviously it's not going to work so well just due to the shadows and the blending and stuff like that. But yeah, I think after this I'm quickly going to check what I still need to update on Instagram, because I think there's still some video links and stuff that I'm missing from Instagram or things like that. But it may be okay because it was a while ago that I did those, so who knows. I'll have a look anyway and see what I want to do about it. But yeah, so we're doing a lot more of our sort of adding in our Crimson Lake now. I'll have to check what I've updated on Instagram or Facebook and stuff like that, because there may be stuff that I'm missing. I really can't remember right now, but yeah. So I guess it is some sort of brighter colours with the red sort of tones, but I still think it'll work anyway with more of those Savannah-y, sort of deserty, reddy, sort of browny, sort of orangey tones. I still think it will. In some of these bits. Just trying to blow or wipe off any of the excess bits of pencil that sort of rub off as you're colouring as well. I am. Trying to leave as much room in these little spiral parts as possible for two other colours if you can. I know I didn't do a very good job there, but some areas are smaller than others, so we just do the best we can with the space we're given. We are, and obviously some will be smaller than others. Want a little bit of that reddy tone down here too. time. So I think I'm just going to pause there for a minute and then I'm going to come back and we will keep going. Yeah, I will see you back shortly. Yeah, bub. So hey everyone, I'm back and we're just going to keep going here with our Crimson Lake PC925. And we want to keep going over our previous colour because obviously this is our sort of shadow bits as these colours are the wings. Obviously I've got a brighter red and an orange as well to go. Maybe it's not quite as much like Savannah colours, but Savannah colours can be associated with like the reds and the oranges and all of that, so that's what I'm going to work with. Not to mention male birds can be brighter tones and colours and stuff than the others. But yeah, I just want to work it that way, so either way, it's going to work. It will. Yeah, I need to do some more cooking of food because I haven't had anything left over today, and as a result I've just been going for these 99% juice icy pole things, and it's like not particularly the best, doesn't really satisfy hunger or anything, so yeah, I'm going to aim to do a decent bit of cooking and some veggies and stuff tonight, so if I can, hopefully I'll be able to work it with my wrist the way it is, but the goal is to make it work out so that I've got plenty of food left over for a bit, so that I've got some stuff to eat during the day. It's a bit easier to do. It's just cutting things and stuff is kind of hard as well at the moment, but just have to make it work best I can. I will. Do the best we can with things, but yeah, that's what I've decided I need to do because I'm hungry, and so I just keep grabbing whatever's quick and available, even if it's something that I shouldn't have a lot of. And yeah, it doesn't always work. So yeah, I'm gonna cook up a heap of stuff today because I got those just thinking have them in the freezer in case I get a bit dehydrated or something come summer, because I've been a little low with food today and yesterday. I've kind of had a few, there's still plenty left, but I don't want to keep having them when it would be better for me to have a decent meal. It would. So that's my goals for tonight anyway. That's what I want to do anyway, because it seems to help if I have quite a few days of stuff done, because then I'm not having to try and do it with my wrist each night and stuff like that. Hope you're enjoying this anyway. I'm enjoying it. Sorry, you may hear me sigh at times. It's just because of my wrist hurting or something like that. But I still want to keep persisting, so yeah. I just sort of sigh or inhale a suck of breath all of a sudden, just to try and deal with the pain when it happens. I don't want to stop right this minute. I want to work towards finishing this birdie with you. I am looking at the time though. I may have to, depending cut down. Oh no, it's not really going to work because I'm doing all the different bits of the wings slightly different, so yeah, it's probably not going to work showing you one part and doing the other part off camera so much with this bird. Probably isn't, so I'll probably just have to, if the card runs out, I'll just have to download and continue from there. I will. Oops, I've gone over the lines a little bit there. Not trying to, but it happens. I've gone over the lines a fair bit in spots by the looks of it. Dang it. so I'll probably get some cooking going once I finish this part, just because I'm really hungry at the minute. Really hungry. I mean, after I've finished the wings kind of thing, anyway. I can't do it as well that way at the minute. Okay, so now we got these bits of the wings to go. Trying not to pull the guide wrap out from our previous lion. So we obviously got this upper wing still to go. So I'm at least going to do parts. Whoops, that had a lot of shadow on it, more than I realised. Shifting the position again. I'm really not doing this very well. It looks very, very, very messy and blech. Normally my lines aren't that bad, but they're awful at the minute. Really awful. Now, they're awful at the minute. Definitely not how I would typically like them to be. Okay, so let's see. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna have to pause because the battery's about dead, so I will be back in a bit. So hey everyone, I'm back. So I ended up downloading the card early just so that I could keep going on this. Yeah, I've taken a bit of a break just because of my wrist, but it's still quite, well, very sore as it on and off. But I've decided I'm just going to keep going anyway, so I'm going to keep continuing with my Crimson Lake PC925. And we want to finish that colour, and then I'm hoping to get on to our final two colours. Each layer should go slightly quicker as you do it, just because less space, even though you're colouring over the other colour and stuff, it's still less space left to fill and stuff like that as you go. So yeah, that's good anyway. Excuse me. One thing improves a bit, then another thing gets injured. My left ankle's still not good, but the right ankle has been improving. And then I go and hurt my wrist as well, don't I? So yeah. I think there's more than just carpal tunnel going on with it. I'm starting to think, but yeah. Can only keep pushing through. I can. I'm hoping that the physio, when I see her next, won't tell me that I need to have a rest from my colouring stuff, because I don't really want to, so yeah, I guess I can always just sneak it in anyway, even if I'm not meant to, when people aren't around. I can be naughty. I can, because it is helping a bit with the carpal tunnel. It's just whatever the pain is in that side of my hand slash wrist on the near the little finger. Whatever is going on there is what's really driving me batty at the moment. But yeah, guess we'll see either way. I don't think I'm going to particularly stop it. Right now, or right yet, I don't want to. I want to just keep going and keep working on getting ahead and all of that, so yeah. Don't see the physio for another week or so anyway, so yeah. Just remembered I need to tie my hair up into a ponytail briefly so it doesn't hang in the frame. I just remembered it, how that happens. Tends to happen with me. Oh, what's the matter, Lils? Gorgeous girl, aren't ya? Yeah, as Mum said, I don't think the physio really knows what's going on with my wrist, with the wrist, other than the carpal tunnel. I don't think she really knows what is going on with the areas that are really sore where I bruised it and stuff, so yeah. It is what it is, I guess. I'm trying not to go over the lines too much here, but I'm not doing the best job either. Fortunately, where I went over then was a spot where I had to add in the red. Fortunately. Yeah, I hope you'll enjoy this birdie anyway. Depending, I may try and do more areas, but I don't know if I'm going to have the time to do more areas this part. I may do that for the next part, just because we've already got nearly 2 hours in this one. I've noticed the videos have increased in size or length the last couple of times, but that's not necessarily going to hurt anyone. It's not. It's just some of the parts that I've chosen take a while with the last few parts, and that's why they've gone longer. Like, I was trying to cut the videos down to about half an hour to an hour, but I guess there'll still be times, obviously, when the videos go quite a bit longer than that. I guess they will, and there will be. But you can always pause it and come back to it anyway when you're ready, or when you have to stop and stuff anyway, so it'll all work. Sometimes I just feel like I need to finish a certain part before I do it, and sometimes I don't want to do a whole heap of small spots, like one set of shrooms at a time or something. I want to get a little more than just a small area done, because as you know, I do take a while to do things at times, and so sometimes I just like to spend a little extra time and do it extra longer, like a longer video, and then you sort of have more going in that video as well, more different things as well. So and it gives me the chance to go for longer too, because sometimes I want to continue for longer on that piece too. So yeah, it all works. Okay, now let's check the time. So yep, we've got time to start in our next colour. So now what I want to do is I want to come in with a Scarlet Lake PC923, and I want to bring that colour in over the previous two reds and up a bit, leaving a bit of space obviously for our final colour as much as possible, because we've still got another colour to come in yet. We do. So I want to leave some space for our final colour, which will be an orange. It will. So it's not going to be all reds, but there will be a bit of orange towards the end too. While I think about it, I'm going to work down here and then get these smaller spots done, and then work my way back into the wings. Yeah, and that's doing what I was expecting it might, with when you had the sharp point, not being able to get the smooth blending sort of layer quite as easily. But you can still kind of see the areas that are meant to be more shadowy anyway, which is great. That's what I wanted. Okay, so I'm going to bring it down, and I'm going to bring it into some of these smaller, skinnier areas, so that whilst the point's finer, just so that I've got space to bring in my final colour. At least that's the hope. So I want to bring it down into these little areas, trying to leave space for our final colour. And we do want a little bit of a light source in that area, a little bit of a light shadow in that area too, just because of the fact that our final colour is going to be kind of, whilst it is still working in, I want to make sure that it is able to just blend in that little bit, just because of the fact that it is kind of going from the red tones straight to like, it's not a really dark orange, but it's also not a really light orange. It's sort of, I guess, more of a middly orange, but at the same time there is the chance there that these reds could leave some, shall we say, streak lines where you blend them together. Like, there's not a lot of space being left, obviously, because it's such small spaces, but I'm trying to leave a bit of space as I can for that final colour, but also that little bit of just light shading in there so that it does sort of look more natural rather than just a straight streak kind of thing. Yeah, we're just trying to leave little bits of areas for blending that final colour in, and we're trying to leave bits of shadow areas, but at the same time also making this have a decent bit of this brighter red layer as well. Trying to leave as much white as we can, but we're still taking up a decent bit of that white too. Okay, so we'll continue with our reds here. I'll probably just sharpen the red again if I really need to add more red spots in, or add more finer red details in. Trying to leave white spaces for our final colour as much as possible. Oops, well, it might have gone too much red there. Just jumped, my phone went off. It did. There'll obviously be more space for more of our final colour in some spots than others, just to do with the size of the feather and all of those sorts of things. Like, obviously not the most, but it'll still have more space in some areas than others, just because I still do want some of this brighter red showing, because it is meant to be bringing us out of those shadow areas of the bird's wings kind of thing. anyway, I think I'm going to pause there just because of the time, and then I'm going to come back shortly and we'll continue with the wing, and then we'll come back to our final colour once we've finished all this Scarlet Lake. And yeah, so I will see you back shortly. So hey everyone, I'm back. So I'm going to keep going here with my Prismacolor Premier Scarlet Lake PC923. I don't know if I said the PC number, but obviously I'll include it in the comments. I will, and we're going to keep going with these bird wings. We are. And obviously each little area is going to get faster as you go because you've got less space to fill in and you're just going over the other colours and stuff like that. At least that's what I find anyway. Yeah, there's definitely not as many as white spots as I would like. White patches. I would like a little more of the white left if I could, but it's obviously not so many spots just because some spots are a lot smaller than others, and I've got a lot of colours in those already and I just messed that one up. Whoops. I'm trying to leave little bits of light source areas as well, so that little light shading areas so that we can blend the next colour in easier as well. Filling these bottom wingy sort of area ones just to get them done. Trying not to go over other areas if you can avoid it, so like I just did again. So some of these areas will obviously have more of the red rather than the orange in them, but that's just because of the small space left over after we've added all the other colours into them as well. It's meant to be going up to 30 degrees sometime. in this coming week. Fun! Seems summer's definitely on the way and it's only spring yet. Okay, there's one wing. Done. Well, not fully done, but obviously part done. Then we got this wing to do with our Scarlet Lake as well. Trying to leave space for our final colours still too. As much as possible. And trying to leave a little bit of a light shading area so that when we bring in our final colour it will blend better, because we're going from the red to the orange now, so we want to allow that to blend in decently and not look like it's an obvious streak line between the two. At least do our best not to anyway. Trying not to go over all the lines like I just did again. It's not looking bad though by any means. Trying to leave space for some of the orange on this lot too, even if it's not much. We are. We're obviously still going to bring out our final colour over these two anyway. Just obviously not all of them are going to be able to fit the orange just because of space kind of thing. Or our final colour, which is going to be an orange basically. once I'm done with this little bit, I might have to pause again briefly. I just remembered too, I don't have my hair tied up, so I don't want to get that in the image either, if I can avoid it. Okay, so I'm just going to pause it there for a minute and then I'll be back. I just want to tie my hair up and stuff, and yeah, might have to rest my hand for a bit too. It's probably bedtime, so probably just head to bed and then I'll continue this tomorrow. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying this part, and yeah, I will see you later. So we're back, everyone, so let's keep going here. So we're going to keep going with the Prismacolor Scarlet Lake PC923. I'm sorry I've been having to pause a lot more regularly because of my wrist and hand and that really hurting. But yeah, we'll do our best we can because I really want to finish it with this part and then maybe try and start another video as well. I'm going to do my best to work on that and getting there. I hope I can anyway. Trying to leave a bit of space as we can for our final colour. As I said, I've still got an orange that I want to bring in here yet. And yeah, I really hope you're enjoying it anyway, because I'm loving doing it. I just wish it didn't hurt so much to do currently. I do. So yeah, we're bringing this over all our previous colours and trying to leave space for our final colour as well as we can. There may not be as much in some areas because of smaller spaces and things, but we make it work as best we can. We do. So it should be slightly quicker with each lot because we're sort of getting less colours. Even though we're going over the other colours, there's less space to fill in and sort out our shadows, and our shadows have sort of been defined more now. Which is awesome. Whoops, I filled in that one a bit much. Oh well. We just have to work with it. That may happen at times, as it has been. Ah, I did it again. I'm not trying to, it's just cramping up and stuff. But yeah, just have to do the best I can. Glad to still be colouring and doing my art at the minute. Yeah, I'm loving how it's coming out. It's not as brown as I thought it might be. Like, I thought choosing like the Tuscan Red and stuff, It might be more sort of browny tones, but it's not as brown as I thought. I don't think the orange will change it to brown, but I kind of like the reddy tones of the bird, so it's quite nice and it will stand out, which is great. It will. So I'm actually quite happy with it, and you can still kind of see the shadows too with the different red tones that are going through it as well, which is awesome. I'm just going to go and turn the volume of the music down quickly, and then I'll be right back. Stay there, boo-boo. Oh, like usual, you had to move. You could have stayed. Lil's decided to get up and move, and now I think she's going to settle and sit beside me, possibly. Maybe? No, she's not. So she's just going to expect bum scratches or back rubs, and then she's going to ditch me. Double standards sometimes. Sheesh. I currently still have some Panadol lingering in my system, which is making it a bit easier to do it currently. It is. Kind of a good blessing in disguise in some ways that the Panadol's still lingering, because it means that I can do my art. Yay! Trying not to go over the lines too much, but it's still happening a bit. You can tell where I've been filling in with this colour because there's a lot more areas filled in compared to the areas with only 2 colours currently, and it's a bit brighter, I guess, too. But it's awesome, I love it. Keep swapping it because I'm trying to work out the best angle to sort of work on it, kind of thing. I am. Best and easiest angle to work on it. Yeah, it was focused. I just wanted to double check. I was just thinking, I hope I haven't had it blurry that whole time. So there's some areas where it's gotten a lot more filled in than others, just with finishing a little light shading and stuff, but it's not a bad thing. It just provides differences in textures and stuff for our feathers. And yeah, some areas, as said previously, are smaller, so they're not going to fit as much colour. Other areas are larger, so they'll fit more colour. It all sort of varies, and obviously the amount of light that hits different areas is going to vary as well, so I'm really not too worried about it anyway. Because it'll all work in the end. It'll all come together. It will. We're also adding a lot of colours into these feathers too, so obviously each colour, if you want each colour to show a bit, it's going to take up more and more space, so obviously you're going to have less space for the final colour and things like that too, so yeah. It's just doing the best we can to make it work out, and yeah, I'm sure it will work out. I'm sure it will. Getting closer to finishing the wing with this colour. Yay! It's looking good too. I'm really liking the colour combos. I just decided not to particularly use. I'm hoping that it's still able to see all the shadows and stuff, because I'm starting to try and experiment more with creating shadows without always having to use my black pencil, because I just wanted to play around with sort of trying to create shadows using different colours rather than just plain black, because I know you use a black a lot to create shadows, even if it's just a light shading of the black. But I wanted to play around and see if you can actually get that dimension and depth without actually using the black. So yeah, hopefully it'll work out. Obviously I'll aim to do a tutorial. I've also had someone ask if I can do a tutorial on leaves sometime, which I will aim to do. And these ones are taking up a lot of space by the time I add in the light bit of red. Hopefully I'll be able to still get a bit of orange showing through with the, like, you can see that the light source is obviously adjusting. In my opinion, you can anyway, because you got the brighter red and then the duller reds and duller reds and duller reds and so on and so forth. But I still do want to get that orange in as many areas as I can, just to really bring out that extra confirmation that there is a light source there, kind of thing. At least that's my goal anyway. And something just opened up that door out there for no reason. The seal's not the best, so it's probably just the seal and the wind. I have to go and shut it when I pause briefly between this, because I've got my books in there, and otherwise the light shines in on the books directly from the front door, and I really don't want them getting faded or anything, so I normally try to keep that door shut, which does make it kind of dark, but it keeps the books in better condition and that sort of thing. So, and that's the goal. There it is. So I'm trying to keep my books from fading if I can. That's also my colouring books I've got out on that shelf as well. So, but yeah, I'm hoping some of these areas that are a lot smaller, that really don't have much colour left, I'm hoping we'll still be able to glimpse a hint of the orange there. But I guess I won't fully know till I get to do it, and I just have to go with what is. Well, what is what is, because there's not really much I can do to change it now that it's done. And I was the one who decided I wanted so many colours in such small areas, which isn't normally easy to do by any means. So typically you're going to have a hard time squeezing all the colours in anyway. You might get 3 or so colours in, but it's going to get harder the more colours you add to be able to get more of those final colours in, just because of the space and the amount of colours you've already used. And if you want a little bit of each of those colours showing, yeah, I'm just repeating myself now. But yeah, basically the more colours you add in, the more space it gets taken up, and that all makes sense. So sometimes it's just kind of like, oh bummer, I was hoping for more of that sort of space to add more of that orangey colour in, but you can't always achieve that. You can only do the best you can. And I was getting too perfectionist and picky about it again. I was. Okay, so that's that colour done. So I'm just going to pause for a minute and I'm going to come back with my final colour. And yeah, I'll see you back shortly. So hey everyone, we're back. So we're going to come in with our final colour now, which as I said is orange. So it actually is called orange. I didn't realise it was actually called orange. But we're going with our Prismacolor Premier Orange PC918. And we just want to use that to finish all of the rest of these colours. So we want to bring it over every colour, trying not to go outside the lines like I just did. But yeah, you can't always avoid it. And we want to use this for our final bird colour and bring it in so that we're sort of getting that aspect of our light source coming onto the bird wings and shining on the bird wings. We do. It does change the colour of the red a little bit too, which is nice. Like it's not, doesn't seem quite as sort of brightish. And yeah, it still worked in that area, so maybe it will work in our little smaller areas where we didn't have much room for lighting. I really like that. It is working, even in the areas that don't have much space for the light sort of area. That's great. It's awesome. Just gonna make sure that it's in frame. But yeah, we're basically just now colouring over all our previous colours, making sure that we get that orange showing out, because that kind of is just reconfirming for sure that we definitely have that I guess light source coming in on the bird's wings. So I guess I'm not quite sure how to explain it, but basically it's our lightest colour, and it's just, I don't really know how to explain it, but basically it's just creating that definition of the light reflecting onto the wings, and as a result showing you that the sun is sort of reflecting that direction kind of thing. I hope that explains it. It's not very good explanation, but yeah. Basically I just want to try and sort of make sure that you can see there is that bit of definition between the dark areas and the light areas, where the shadows would be and where the shadows aren't, and all of that. So, and that was the reason why I chose to bring it, not stick with the red or a white. I decided to come in with an orange because I just felt the orange would fit better for the light source area rather than the white or another pale red, just because yeah, I thought it would create more of that sort of Savannah-y sort of effect with the birds as well. But yeah, I don't think I've explained it very well to do with the light sources and dark sources, but basically it's where you see shadows and where you see like sunlight. I guess it's I'm trying to think how to explain this. I guess it's like if you have a plant in the sun, obviously there'll be some areas of the plant, or part sun, part shade. Obviously there'll be some areas of the plant in sun and some parts of the plant in shade. And that stupid door blew open again after I just closed it. It's annoying how it does that. The seal's going on the door, so it keeps opening by itself. But yeah, basically some areas of the plant will be in the sun, some will be in the shade. So obviously because of that, that creates, I guess, shadows and as a result those shadows are darker areas and may look slightly different coloured than the areas that are in the sun. So the areas in the sun may look a completely different colour to the areas that are in the shadow, and that is just because of the way maybe the colour does change slightly in the shadows compared to the sun, but it also is partly just that the shadows really do adjust the colour tones and definitions and stuff that you get in certain areas, and as a result you get those different sort of variants of colour and shadow and shade and all of that, and that's what I'm trying to still reflect in this bird's wings, even though a lot of the areas have been taken up and don't have a lot of space for the orange. Fortunately, it seems like the orange is still going into those little spaces that we've got left and is working and still showing out, and that is awesome because that means that you still are getting those definitions and changes in the shadows and the lights and the way that it falls on the bird, which is what we want. I hope that explained it better anyway. And we're still putting it over all the areas, even if there isn't a light source area left in that spot, just so that we're sort of keeping all the tones of our bird's feathers, I guess, the same. Because even though there's the shadows there, we still want the tones of our bird's feathers to have all the same colour definitions and features on it, so that it doesn't look too different. Obviously they'll still look a bit different just due to the different shadows and being already filled in and stuff, but it still keeps them sort of fitting with the bird and the other colours and stuff like that, because the orange is slightly changing the brightness of the red and stuff like that, which is great because I kind of like how it's changing the colour a bit. I do, it's giving it more of that Savannah sort of dusty red richness kind of thing, which is what I want. And I just got pencil all over the page beside it. I got pencil marks on this one too from accidentally knocking pencils off the top of my shelf onto this book, which I tend to keep some of the books that I'm waiting to colour sort of underneath the table here, and if I knock the pencils off and they're open on the page that I'm going to do, yeah, the pencil always seems to land splat on them and creates marks. Don't ask me how, it just happens. It seems to be what my mum says, Murphy's Law. As to how things happen or go about happening. I really like how this is coming together. It's awesome! Awesome sauce! It's looking really, really good actually. I'm really loving these colour combos coming together, and you can see the shadows even more now that you've sort of blended that orange in, and the brighter red seems to really sort of work in awesome with that orange. It does, and that really allows some of the shadows to sort of pop like you want them to. But at the same time, you've still got your highlights and stuff there, which is great. It's great! Awesome! Ah, I did it again. Okay, I'm gonna have to try erasing those quickly, but you'll see how it's coming together. I'm just quickly going to try erasing my couple of splotch marks that I've done all over this last page. It's probably not going to work because it usually doesn't. I'll probably just have to work it in as it is, and I don't want to wreck the paper too much, but didn't get all of it off, but it just got a minor bit off, so. And hopefully it didn't wreck the paper too much, but there's quite a lot over on that page. But I really did not know I had put that many on that page as I was doing this. You can't really see them there anyway. It's all sort of around these areas, but you can't really see them on camera because of the light and stuff, so. Yeah, and the eraser didn't really do much, so I guess just work them in like I usually would when I do that page. Guess that's what it's going to come down to. I guess it is. I really love how this is coming together. It's so amazing! Just doing some of these tippy bits first because, as you notice, I've gone over the lines quite a bit with some of these tip areas and there's not a lot of space, and I just thought better to do these really fine tip areas whilst the pencil's not too blunt. Whoops, I hope I nearly way over sharpened that where I would have snapped the lead. It may still snap, I don't know. I've never sharpened it that sharp before. So whoopsie daisy. Okay, now to keep going with the rest of the wings, filling them in. Now that we've done that point, trying to make sure that we've got bits of our orange highlighting coming out as best we can anyway. There is a lot of wax coming off. I'm noticing, I didn't realise this, but I noticed with the polychromos, I don't think they give us off as much of that dust sort of effect that happens with the Prismacolor pencils. Because I noticed the shaving bits tends to happen a lot more, like you just notice it just smudged over here because of the amount of shavings on that area. So that is something that I'm kind of noticing. I think shaving things you can erase the shaving bits easier, or the dust easier, but it's just not the pencil streaks or lines that you can erase as easily. But yeah, they do seem to create a lot more of that dust that I find is better to wipe off as you go, or else you may end up with smudging all over your book from the colours. So you'll see I'm already getting red colour on there from rubbing off the smudging bits with our final colour. That's another reason I also use Glad Wrap, to try and help limit the smudging, because I know you can use fixative, but I've never managed to get it to work properly, so I've always ended up with bleed through and it just not working nicely at all, so I sort of don't bother with it either. It's almost like a bit like Phoenix colours, I guess you could say, looking at it, because it's those sort of orangey reddy sort of tones, but it doesn't have the yellow, so yeah. Guess I did end up doing all my bright colours eventually, but it still works with Savannah colours anyway. It does. I got a clever idea possibly for the background. I'm not going to say it just yet because I'll want to do a test before I do it, and that'll probably happen off camera most likely, or probably definitely, but yeah, I kind of got an idea for the colour thing because I want the birds to be a couple of different colours, and yeah, it's going to be great. I got an idea, I got an idea, I got an idea. Exciting! I'm just going to have to pause for a minute. I don't think I'm quite going to get all the last of these done before this camera battery time runs out. So I'm just going to pause and then I will come back and I'll finish off these last few bits of wings. And yeah, it'll be good. So I will see you back shortly. So hey everyone, I'm back. I pretty much started up again straight away because I really want to finish this last little bit. So we're going to continue here and finish off our last little bit of our bird's wings. Still trying to make sure that the orange is gotten in those little white / blended areas to make sure our light source is showing through. But yeah, I'm loving how these colours have come together in the end. It's really nice and it really makes me think of like Savannah and stuff like that. I was wanting, as I just said before, I was thinking I'd like to do the birds 2 different colours, but now I'm thinking I don't know if I want to do them 2 different colours. I kind of like how it's I really love those colours together, and I think it would really work well with the other bird being the same colours. Like I was thinking of doing it like a male / female, like where the female has like olive greens and browns and stuff like that. But I'm now wondering if I would like to, shall we say, have them the same colour, just because this colour really does stand out, and I love the colour combo together, and I just feel like it would really I guess suit in some ways having the same colour on both the birds kind of thing, because they're both the same species and stuff like that. And who knows, it could be 2 males competing for a female's attention, you never know. So that's kind of what I'm considering. It doesn't mean that I can't use olive greens or stuff like that for the background. Obviously we've got our bush here too, or like some deserty colours, but I might like sand blowing colours, but I'm thinking I may substitute in the olive greens and stuff for the background, but I will see obviously when the time comes. I can't say for sure yet because, as you all know, I change my mind very frequently whilst I'm colouring an image, and so as a result I can't really say for sure that that's what I'm going to do right now. But I've kind of decided that I really would like to have these birds the same colours. I won't do the other bird off camera just because I know it's going to have the light sources slightly differently on it, because of the way it's coming here and the way this bird's facing. Obviously the light sources will be different on this bird compared to this bird, so obviously I will still show myself doing that bird on camera because yeah, it'll be slightly different with the way it's done. So yeah, I really hope you're enjoying this anyway, and enjoying some of the new pieces I've added in as well as the old pieces. Obviously I haven't uploaded anything as of yet, but probably once you see this video probably things will have been uploaded, so that'll kind of be a bit moot in point. But yeah, I'm just trying to at the moment pre-record a whole heap of stuff in case anything happens or all of that sort of stuff. I just want to pre-record, and then I want to do a whole heap of editing and really work on getting those videos going up in advance and stuff like that. But as a result, some of these things I say might seem a bit mixed around depending on the video orders and stuff that I put things up. But yeah, anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed this part. Obviously it's part 1 of our new Wild Savannah image, and yeah, I will obviously make sure that's focused. But yeah, I will obviously see you next time, and yeah, please leave a like, subscribe and comment. I always love hearing from you, and I'm always happy to respond or comment or help in any way. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye!